I'm here for a second.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to Down South Football. Hey, who lied? Who lied? Who lied? Who lied?
Hey
Who lied?
man, you know who? If it's somebody loud on the show, you already know who it is.
Is,
You
is
ain't
it
got to look no far.
is it double dose?
Hey,
Double
what I
dose
do?
is always loud, boy. I
What
tell you, but
what I do? What I do? What I do?
Man, look at him join. Look at him join the party.
man, why is he here? Why is he here? He should be.
Because I'm
Oh,
because
and first of
no,
all, he
why?
bought
No,
a.
no, 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 no. First and foremost, why
First of
are
all,
you here?
no, the
You
first
the
of all,
one picked Clemson, and I told you that I was bro. I did
I mean it is what it is.
yeah, you.
But you got to think about why I did leave a
Nah,
disclaimer.
son,
But
you can't
they,
change your prediction.
I left a disclaimer simply, and Tuck, you probably wouldn't know this because you're from Coos County, but I left a disclaimer to where the fact that hey, this game can go either way. You got good on good. I felt like Clemson would show up a little bit better because they played more games, but I mean
Yeah.
it is what it is.
We talked
It
about
over.
we talked about the revenge factor.
They
Mm-hmm.
mad. These boys is
Look,
Look,
angry.
let's reset the scene. Welcome to halftime. Halftime with the Clemson Ohio State massacre right now. But hey, hopefully they get a little bit better. But at the same time, man, Justin
I
Fields.
know the hell I didn't. No, the
no, he
hell I
picked
didn't,
Ohio
Aaron. I
State.
picked Ohio State, sir. No, I didn't.
Hey, can you address the comments in the comments? Can you type the comments?
I'm sorry. My bad.
Thank you. Y'all, yeah, we'll get to Aaron in a second. Okay, deal with the comments in the comments. We'll deal with that. But talking about this first half, man, y'all mute your TV or something.
Yeah, that
Who
ain't.
TV
loud?
Man, you know it's mine. If
I'm
the
about to say
TV
nobody but
loud is
Dave.
me, if the TV loud is me, if somebody loud is him,
That's me.
and if ain't nobody saying that, it's Tuck because he don't never say nothing.
Well, look, let's get it together there. Okay, so we got first half, man. Wow. Both QBs were on fire for a little while. As we talked about before the script came out, I think both scripts did well for both teams. But yeah, all y'all that talked about Justin Fields. What you got something to say?
Man, look, let me go first. Justin Fields is who we thought he was. I always felt like this game was going to be good on good. I would only lean toward Clemson only because they played more games, which was opposite of the reason why Tuck felt like Ohio State shouldn't have been here. But I digress. But you know,
I reclaim my time.
I reclaim my time. But you know, I think we're seeing good on good, guys. I think that we're seeing elite athletes playing elite athletes. You're seeing coaching. You're seeing coaches on even on both sides that's not afraid to run a play that you might look at it and feel like, oh, man, they probably shouldn't have ran that this early. But hey, they pulling out all stops. I mean, they going for it. So I'm looking for an entertaining second half. I mean, I think Clemson are champions. They have a championship coaching staff, championship quarterback, championship squad. So let's see where it goes.
Okay, before we dive into a little bit, man, while the halftime is going on, I think missing Nolan Turner on defense has definitely had an issue with them. I'm not saying he's the greatest DB, but he is the quarterback of the secondary. ETN looked pretty good, but going into a couple things with Ohio State, because it was 14-14. What would y'all consider the turning point of the game? Before we get into the targeting, we're going to talk about the targeting call, but what would y'all consider the turning point of the half? Because it was 14-14, and then so I think once the script was done, you think the Ohio State made better adjustments. What do y'all think the turning point was at that time?
To me, well, like you said, the script. I think the script was was real good for those first however many plays it was, and then now we're starting to see probably the reason why Elliott is being missed right now. I really think that they're going to have to go into halftime and make a phone call to Elliott and say, "Hey, or Trevor's going to have to talk to Elliott. I mean, Trevor's going to have to talk to the OC." And
that's
be
not
like,
allowed, sir. That's against the rules, sir.
I know. Unfortunately, man, they gonna call somebody. They gonna call him. But
Elliott's definitely on the horn right now.
but exactly, because they gotta find something that's working. Or Trevor's going to talk to the OC, the current OC right now, this game, and find out what do you need to run. Tell me, talk to me. What are we doing wrong? Because right now, I told y'all in the group chat, there's blood in the water when they were down there. If they keep doing this, they're not going to stop them. Now, Turner coming back, it'll help a little bit, but being down 3 touchdowns against Ohio State,
And they finna get the ball out of halftime too.
And they get the ball out of right.
And they finna get the ball too. That touchdown before the half was
that was
just as critical as anything.
Yes, I think Ohio State. I mean, Clemson wanted to kick on her side, kick just try to get the ball back.
Well,
that's just me because they're not going to beat them 3 times.
But let's talk about. Let's go back to Fields, man, because Justin Fields, he got a lot of crap after that Northwestern game when Olave and all them boys was out. I took a lot of crap because I said that them boys was out. I don't see those people in here now that was talking that noise. However, I digress. I'll reclaim my time, as David Gardner would say. Fields' vision in this game has been on point, and he is throwing lasers.
Man, the one that he threw to the tight end, that ball, he had to catch it because if he didn't, he had no chest left.
He wouldn't have no hands.
It was just like that. I was like, oh my goodness. The quarterback was like, "What happened? Where did the ball come from?"
Well, Kendrick just was like, "Shit, I did everything."
I will comment on that, man. As far as Justin Fields, in my book, I project Justin Fields, and I could be wrong because everybody are wrong on quarterbacks when it comes to the NFL. But I would project Justin Fields to be a young Russell Wilson. To be honest.
I hope you don't go to the Jets. I hope you don't go to the Jets.
Well,
I mean, don't.
Well, somebody got to go.
Yeah, somebody got to go.
I know, and I hope you don't go to the Jets.
But
let's stay college. We'll stay college.
But man, to be honest, man, Justin Fields is elite. He should be right now the starting quarterback for the University of Georgia. I think we all, us on the show and us watching the show, knows this. I mean, he was just he's just a great talent. Now, as far as the second half, I don't know where we're gonna go with this. I would imagine that I would like to see Clemson come out and fight and get them a 3 and out or something and get off the field, and try to make this more interesting. But man, Justin Fields is what I've always thought he was. This is not nothing new,
right?
Correct.
At all.
This to me, it definitely ain't nothing new. But I mean, looking at the first two drives for both teams, both O lines was moving, they was pushing. That stretch play, where it got off the left side for Ohio State was the thing of beauty, and you can't say nothing bad about that.
Right. If Venables does not address the left side of his, I'm sorry, if Venables doesn't address the right side of his defense, it's going to be a long night. Because whoever watched film study of that Notre Dame game between Clemson and Notre Dame when the first time, they did their homework because they are harassing them on that right side of the defense. Mm-hmm. They're killing them, and they can't slow it down. Look, Justin Turner can't do too much about the running game himself if he creep down. But if he creep down, over the top. Right now,
and now they're missing Skolinski too, or Skalski, whatever his name is.
What you going to do?
And let's get into that for a quick second since we got limited time. Let's talk about this targeting call.
Man,
go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, because I know how you feel about it.
First of all, I think the targeting call was trash. Now, I know the rule. Mm-hmm. You can't launch with and lead with your helmet. I get that. But my thing is that you have to address when the runner, if the runner changes his body motion, meaning that if Justin Fields would have kept running straight, it would have been a shoulder to his hip or whatever it would have been. But when Justin Fields turned and he spent right back into his helmet. So, I think that's a flaw. And also, if you're gonna call leading with the helmet or launching, well, hell, what about these backs coming out the running back, coming out the backfield, and they're just launching into their ankles? That's launching, right? And they're launching with the crowd on their helmet.
I agree with you in the whole entire point. But the problem, what he did was when he dropped his head and you could not see his face mask. That's been the rule. I don't care. If he spins, if he don't spin,
I get you. But Tuck,
it doesn't matter. Your helmet is down. But he could have hurt himself.
But Tuck, where can you go without your shoulders going?
No, I'm not talking.
If I'm trying to hit somebody and I'm trying to lead with my shoulder, and you turn back into me, and my head just happened to be down.
You gotta keep that face mask. That what they're saying the whole entire time about targeting and crowning the helmet is you dropping your head.
I got one question for you. I got one question for you, Tuck. When have you ever heard targeting called within the body and it's not?
It's been called several times.
Wait, tell me, give me one.
Ohio State versus Kansas, I think.
No, it was Kansas. Ohio State.
I watched that game because they talked about this.
They didn't talk about that. That's something you're making up right now.
No, TCU versus Texas.
You're making it up right now.
No, you asked me a question.
You filibustering. You filibustering. I would like to I would yield my time to Senator Williams because he's filibustering right now.
Look, here's let me bring this back in a little bit. Here's the deal. Whether you agree with the call or disagree with the call, the bottom line is what we've been saying for 3 years. There needs to be 2 levels of targeting. This is the bottom line biggest issue, because to me, you're not gonna tell me was it the Florida guy that just led with the head, did his hair like that this year, compared to people that are actually trying to make a football play as a bang bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, there needs to be 2 levels of targeting, and this stops this, because like my part I agree with David is that as a defender, you're trying your best to get what you can do and get down. And now maybe his Scholastic head was too low, but I've seen too many calls where people are not just necessarily this one, where too many people are sliding, or the actual target change at the last second, and then you call target, and it's like, wait a minute. It might be targeting by the rule, but that's not the intent of what.
And William, see your point. You guys can watch the second half. When those backs or whoever get in that second get out in the flats, watch the cornerback's head. They're going to dive head first at them ankles. So if you want to talk about launching in your head down, why not call that?
And I was gonna say, and I think we all can agree is that, you know, this whole targeting thing, it needs to be not necessarily, well, like Renard said, 2 levels, or you can just say, hey, you got 2, just like how it is in the pros. 1 targeting, you're not put out the game, and I think that's what needs to be addressed, because you telling the kid now in this game on this stage that because of, like Dave said, the quarterback twisted and turned one way, it wasn't malicious. Let's get it straight. That wasn't a malicious hit. You know what I'm saying? But because of what we have in place with this rule, now this dude is out for the rest of the game, and that's going to be an issue.
2 years in a row.
Now, you know what I'm saying? For 2 years in a row, that's going to be an issue. And to Tuck's point, if Justin Fields would have been out for the game, Ohio State would be over here raising holy hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those situations where I don't know when they're going to address that they need to alter this rule, because they really do. Because now at this point, you're causing issues to actual championship games.
They came back in.
No,
Well, what I'm saying is I do agree with Renard on the point of they do need to be levels of targeting. Like, you know, you like on like the fouls in the NBA, you got 2 different levels. You got a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2. Right.
Mm-hmm. So I agree to that point, but at the same time, this man had his whole face mask down on the ground like a myth.
But that was only because that was only because he spit. Had he not spit around, his shoulder would have made a legal tackle.
Matter. He's still a crown in his helmet is down. That doesn't matter.
Renard, can I come on this show?
When the crown of your helmet is down, that's it.
That was bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you a bullshit, and I'm gonna die on that hill. That was bullshit. That was a bullshit call. just like the call they made one year. When was that, Renard? When Trevor Lawrence ducked down in the pocket and they called a target on the guy. Who were they playing?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was the same. It was the same game.
They were playing Ohio State, right?
Can me and Ben interject for 1 second?
Of course you can. I yield my time to you, brother.
Okay, I just want to say, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ben.
No, go ahead. I was going to get off of this because we ain't got limited time. I was going to say, what can we expect in the second half?
I was going to get off of that, but I'm going to say this: neither one of you guys are wrong, which is the reason.
Not at all.
We need that targeting one, targeting two. We need two targeting twos. Two targeting ones get you out, and one targeting two get you immediately out.
Right.
So, let's talk about some second half adjustments for a second, okay? When you're talking to Clemson, when you talk about Clemson, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think their best adjustment that they're going to do?
I think what Clemson is going to do, I think they're going to come out. They're going to have to establish the offensive line. First of all, they're going to establish defensively. They're going to come out and get a stop. They're going to need about 2 or 3 stops in this game to get back in it. Mm-hmm. They're going to need that. I think they're going to probably take some more deep shots, but I think it's going to be calculated deep shots, off play action, things like that. They can get some easy scores. So that's where I'm at with it.
Same thing. I think ATM, I think he's out. I mean, I really think you can't use him no more. I mean,
they're gonna throw to him now. They don't have a choice. Right. That's it.
Yeah, because Ohio State right now, they don't have to do too much. You just got to keep everything in front of you. Eliminate the big play. Ohio State, pretty much, I think if Ohio State scores one more touchdown, this game is over with. That's how I feel.
Okay, Ben?
And I think from a Clemson standpoint, like Dave was saying, it's not so much that they got to come out here and throw the ball 50 times in the second half. But they got to pick their spots because, again, that Wade dude that they've been talking about a lot is kind of like they must got something on him because they haven't necessarily picked on him, but they've really kind of been going his way. And it's been kind of give and take with him as far as the cat and mouse game. Like, he's shown what he's played up. He's shown what he's played off. That's going to be the key matchup at whether they put Powell on him, whether they put Rodgers on him to see how they attack him. And going forward, and like I said, ATM is going to be a big factor out of the backfield in the pass game because, like you said, the running. I ain't saying it's done, but clock ain't on their side for regular handoffs.
How to get the ball back? It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Nightlife said something earlier about why Davis being back and him doing the thing. This line is starting to perform like they're supposed to. Of course, Clemson line is not elite as it used to, but you got those. You still got those dynamic freshmen. You still got Miles Murphy. You still got Brashear and all them guys. But the adjustment that I just need to see from Clemson is just to be more physical and get Kendrick the hell out the game on the back end for cornerback. I mean, let me start right there because we watched this secondary have issues all year long. Yes, and now you got a lot of them rolling straight down the field, just all the way up, like wide open. Like, and why is Venables' defense continue to have to adjust all night long? They look out of place. They don't look confident in the game.
They have nobody to check that tight end, dog. Nobody. I know Turner coming back. If they make sure he's the focal point on the tight end, now he leaving the back end messed up. Yeah,
well, I'm just saying. Look at all that kind of looking at all that right there. It's like it's a lot for them coming on, but you got to number one. I don't know if this proves anybody's point because you got people arguing already on social media about the fact that Ohio State looked fresher because they played less games. But you got to give them credit for coming up and showing out. I mean, that's just
right.
That's just bottom line. You got to give them credit for showing out what they're doing. They look healthy. They look like fields look like the fields we thought we were gonna see. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Dave.
And I'm not gonna let Senator Tuck off the hook either, because Senator Tuck was the one that said that Ohio State ass shouldn't be in nothing.
He said that from the jump.
No. I'm not gonna let you up. I'm not gonna even let you speak right now because I'm just gonna keep talking and saying what I'm gonna say. So with that being said, and I know the audience probably can't hear me, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop talking. I'm not gonna stop talking. So to your point, you are a terrible analyst because you said that Ohio State shouldn't be there. And now
You're
back to
right.
Renard.
Hello.
Hey,
We continue this conversation. Maybe post game if we decide to come back post game. The game is
no,
back on.
ain't no maybe in this shit, Renard. We gonna have to come back.
The game is back on. I don't know.
Game back on.
Hold on. I don't know if I want to continue post game because y'all done had too much to drink. And I don't know.
Kirk got the dogs on the couch and everything.
First of all, you need to come back post game. And the my beef is with Tuck if Ohio State wins. So this is definitely going to be a entertaining.
Okay, sir. The game is back on.
They're about to kick back off.
All right,
people. We appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna see y'all in about 30 more minutes. Well, 30 minutes of game time.
We'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. Peace. See y'all post game, people.